Well, today I got a package in the mail, something that I ordered off of eBay that's, again, a long ways from home. And this came from Italy. Now, my family, at least on my father's side, is from Naples, Italy. But, yeah, so what we have here is another Iron Maiden. This is an EP, size of a 45. Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Well, the blue towel is down. That means I'm going to start working on something. Well, I said I had a project that I was going to start doing when spring sprung. So spring has sprung. It's here. We've had some 80-degree weather last couple of days. Today, not so much, but raining. You know, grass needs some water. Get all those spring flowers to pop up out of the ground. Trees are starting to bud around here, and yeah. So what's the blue towel for? Like I said, I was going to start working on something. So this is going to be a series of videos of me working on the zebra striped Les Paul guitar. Have some plans for this thing of how I want to do it, and you're just going to have to watch the videos to see how it comes out. Now, this is a one-piece body, but it does have a top on it, okay? So as you can see, with the striping and stuff like that between here and here and here and here, they don't quite match up very well. Why? Because this has got a cap on there. And yeah. So what I want to do is find all the glue spots that are on this body and take care of them before I start doing any finishing. I could probably see like right around over here, there might be some glue. That might be from when they put the binding on. I know that around the edges over here, there's some glue right there. I could tell that right away. But there's another way that you could tell if there's any glue on a project body guitar or a kit guitar, which is just hitting it with some water. If you start seeing some darker spots, well, that's where the glue is, and I'm going to show you how to remove that. All right, so what I have here is some not steaming hot water, but hot enough to where it's going to evaporate pretty quickly, and a nice clean rag that hasn't even been washed yet, so has no chemicals on there, has nothing on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab it in the water, squeeze out whatever I can possibly get out of it. And what I'm going to do is just go over the body with the water and kind of see any type of dark edges, dark spots, kind of like darker than. So I see a spot here. I see a little bit where some drizzled over here. The wood grain is popping up really, really nice, and that's kind of what I want as well, because when I do the finish on this thing and sand it back a little bit, I want the black to come out, and these stripes where there is no black are kind of indented, which is going to work out really, really good. So I kind of want to see what is on the edges over here. Maybe not so much as I thought. I thought this thing was going to be loaded with glue, and not so much. And I do see a little bit here. It is really dark over here, and I know that there's glue there. I got some glue right there. I got some glue right here. Got some glue right there. Possibly some glue right there. Some of this may come out with sanding, but and that's the only problem with a lot of these. Well, there's all kinds of problems with kit guitars, but this is one of the problems where you know, the glue I mean, they're very generous with the amount of glue that they use, generous enough to where it squeezes out and they don't really catch it before it dries. And when they do catch it, just smears it into the wood. Now you have problems. All right, so I've got another clean rag. This one is not wet, and a little bit of acetone I'm going to use. And that's going to help me remove, but being very careful around the binding because acetone will melt binding, all right? So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the acetone, kind of go where these glue spots are, and it's going to take some elbow grease to get it out. But it will break it up, and it will get the glue out of it. Now, some of it will come out with sanding. Some of the glue spots will come out with sanding. Not all of it does. And because of the pores of the wood, the glue kind of soaks in, especially if you take a rag and you wipe it into the wood. A dry rag, that's why they sit there and they say use a wet cloth when you're removing wood glue and stuff, because that helps with getting it out of the grain as well. This way here, what these guys do, it is because they're so mass produced as far as, you know, kick guitars and whatnot goes, they may wipe off the glue. I don't know if they're using a wet towel or paper towel to do so, but it's not getting all of the glue off of the body. So they're kind of like, you know, yeah, they're doing it, but they're not doing a very good job of doing it. So you get the idea of how to remove glue from the body of a guitar. Sanding will help. This is going to help out even more. All right, so what I'm doing here is I am taking just some regular rubbing alcohol. Now, you never want to take rubbing alcohol and stick it on top of the rag, especially if the rag is a little bit dirty, because you'll contaminate your rubbing alcohol. And what I want to do with this right now is I want to kind of soak this into the wood of the body of the guitar. And that is going to help evaporate any water that is inside this body, or at least on this top, and leave me with a nice powdery dry look once it all evaporates. And the reason why I'm using alcohol is because alcohol evaporates pretty quickly, and it's going to clean whatever contaminants might be in the wood as well. As you can kind of see here, you know, wood's a little bit dirty. So I'm going to let this set overnight and dry really good. Like I said, it's going to be like a nice powdery white. That'll give me my surface to start sanding. And I'm going to use some 320 grit sandpaper. I don't want to be too coarse with 220. I don't want to put any real deep you know, scratches, sanding scratches inside of here, especially for the finishing process as well. So I'm going to use 320. It's a little bit lighter, and you know, it'll help out pretty good. Man, this thing looks really nice, just darkened like this. So stay tuned for the next video, and I'm going to start sanding the body and possibly doing a little bit of color mixing.